As always, Relationship Clinic on Thursdays, where we are here to just give you treatment on all your illnesses when it comes to matters relationship. Good morning. My name is Sally Limo. Welcome to this show. And we are discussing handling disagreements and conflict this morning. So if you're there and you may want to just loop into this conversation, please talk to us on our SMS line 20316 0786 316 316 is our WhatsApp line. Be part of this conversation just to get to understand how do you get to handle disagreements and conflicts, which are very natural, very normal in marriages and relationships, including Christian ones. So I have an amazing couple with me in studio this morning, the Couriers. They're both reverends and they're going to talk to us about this. Karibuni sana.
Asante sana.
Yeah, so I think I'll start with the lady to introduce yourself.
Thank you. My name's Beatrice Wamoyo Kuria.
Yes.
I'm leveled at Proximity International Church, Luaka. That's where we fellowship and we serve there together with my husband.
Yeah.
I'm also a mother of 4 children.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 boys and 1 girl. I'm also in business.
Okay.
That's
You're an
me.
entrepreneur.
Yes.
Fantastic.
That's
Karibu
me.
sana.
Thank you.
Karibu sana, Rev. Reverend Kuria.
Thank you.
Yes, introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sally, for having us. My name's Reverend Edmund Kuria.
Yes.
I'm born again. I'm a reverend. Basically, I'm a pastor at international at Proximity International Church
Okay.
in Ruaka, and Bishop Lucas Jenga.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a father, and I'm married to this wonderful lady.
Right.
Now for about 18 years now. Yes.
Wow. 18 years, Reverend Beatrice.
Yes.
How has it been like in marriage with 18 years?
Wow. 18 years. It has been a journey, up and down.
Okay.
I won't tell you it has been smooth.
Okay.
It has been full of ups and downs, different seasons, difficult times,
Okay.
wonderful times, times when we laughed together, time when we cried together,
Yeah.
times when we had those sleepless nights because we have quarreled,
Yes.
and times when we have the good time and celebration. I would say that it has been a journey, and it has been a good altogether. Through all this, I would conclude and say that it has been good. You get to learn a lot.
Okay.
Even through those difficult moments,
Yeah.
something good come out of it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, something good come out of it. Yes, it is painful, but by the end of it all, there is a lesson.
Very important. The lesson.
Yes, there is a lesson behind the scene. You graduate,
Yeah.
you come out with a lesson, and you don't go back again. Once you overcome that challenge, you don't go back.
I love that.
Once you overcome bitterness,
Yes.
you don't go back.
Wow.
Once you're able to forgive, you don't go back to unforgiveness.
Yes.
And you only learn to forgive when there's something to forgive.
Okay. When there's something to forgive.
Yes.
I love what you're saying, because that would mean then somebody somewhere has confessed and said, I am sorry.
Yes.
The apology.
Yes.
Reverend Kuria.
Yes.
How important is an apology to, such a situation?
Yeah, an apology is one of the, one of the greatest assets in a marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes my wife tells me I say sorry too often.
Whoa, you're lucky.
Yeah.
You're lucky, Reverend Beatrice.
But it is that from the beginning of this journey, it's a journey like she has said, and it is I can use an analogy of an aeroplane.
Yes.
It was a moment of, you don't know what to expect when you are courting, when you are getting married, and then all of a sudden you take off.
Yes.
A little bit bumpy.
Okay.
Yeah, bumpy. But somehow you come and start now to understand.
Yeah.
And there is a little bit of comfort now as you continue to go. As she is saying, as you go, it becomes smooth, and smoother and smoother. So the issue of apology, I have used it in my own marriage.
Okay.
I find it, you know, sometimes too often, even when it is not needed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, even when it is not needed. I use it as a tool, you know, to be able to, you know, to mitigate during conflict.
Yes.
And I have noticed that she loves when I tell her, so I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, because men rarely, it's very hard for them. I don't know if it's the ego or what, but I'm glad that, you know, it's coming from a man saying, I do it so often, and that's why she gets that excited. You know, and I'm happy also that this is coming from a Christian couple, actually a man and a woman of God who are serving, who are saying, yes, we also experience and have conflicts and disagreements. Awesome. But you know, so Reverend Beatrice, when you feel like there's a disagreement, because sometimes you can even foresee, like hapa, kuna mtu ananitafuta, but I don't want this issue. So how do you go about that, just to avoid sometimes the conflict and disagreements in the house?
Yeah, I guess this way, as a woman, you have to be very sensitive, because by the end of the day, the conflict will leave you somewhere. Will leave you damaged, discarded, disturbed. You have to protect your heart first.
Yes.
Care about yourself as a person.
Okay.
Because you know, those when a conflict comes, we as ladies mostly we tend to feel the heat more than them.
True.
Because mostly maybe we know how to put those things in our heart. Yeah. So for you to try to control or to avoid, you withdraw, not really running away, but you try to put some boundaries. Yeah. Yeah, you would hold yourself. It's not a must we discuss at this time. We can revisit this tomorrow.
Later. Yeah,
or by the end of the day. And maybe if it is in the morning, that is, or maybe
evening.
Yeah, you can postpone it.
Yeah.
And when you're coming to handle it, you're sober. Your tempers are low.
I love that.
Yes. Yeah. If there was a disagreement, maybe mishandling or financial, or maybe something just sensitive. But when you're coming to revisit, it is a bit smooth. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit smooth because your tone is soft. He's also sober. Here now your tempered are controlled. Yeah. And from there you're able to talk. Now you're able to discuss instead of fighting. Okay. Yeah.
But I'm wondering, like, you know, sometimes you find the women actually are more aggressive. Yes. In terms of the people who want, say, even the man, we will have to solve it now. What happens in such a situation, Rev? Do you still give each other time? Yeah. Do you want to be heard first? If at all one of you is like, me, I want solutions now. Yes. Because I'm sure you cannot be the same, I don't know. Yeah. We want solutions now. Then the other one is like, please give me time. How do you handle such a situation?
Like ours is because now of the time
over
that we
have
over the years, now I have understood her, and you know the first thing is that in our relationship is that the situations have taught us first of all to become aware of yourself.
Awesome.
Yeah, you become aware of yourself. You know what kind of a person you are. Right. Your personality, even your personality type. You know what kind of person you are, and I know her very well. I know her blood group. I know her personality type. Whoa. I know everything about her. Okay. So when I am handling her, I like if she wants us to discuss now and now, I assess the situation. I assess the situation, and in a very good way we can agree. Yeah. Maybe let us wait. Wait in the afternoon. And when we wait in the afternoon, the way she's saying, things have cool down.
Yeah.
You really handle it as it comes.
Okay.
It comes, it can wait for some hours.
Yes.
We can maybe put a business here, and usually, you know, like me and her, is very interesting because we serve together in church, and we do the same business. We have done the same business for the last 10 years.
Wow.
The same business. We are managing the same business.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's handling there, and I'm so every day, even if
you're in each other's space.
Yeah, even if we are not talking, we shall talk about business.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's it's nice, but also I'm thinking it's also a bit challenging. Like anyway, but you have mechanisms to handle that. No, so Reverend Beatrice, I'm just, you know, as women, you find that we are very good at record keeping.
Yes.
Do you remember on 25th of Nini, you did 1, 2, 3? How do you avoid that kind of a scenario, like just going back to past? If you're handling an issue now, how do you avoid going back to history? And,
myself, I look at history as a decayed stuff.
Okay.
And it's like something you have thrown in a garbage. That dustbin.
Wow.
So revisiting is like you're bringing something that is already stale into the present.
Correct.
And it will disturb you. It will totally disturb you. It is not comfortable because it's like a wood that is almost healing.
Yeah.
Again, they are watering it.
It's true.
Breaking it again. Start breathing again. Start looking for medication again. So I tried my level best, and I encourage all women to forget the past.
Lovely.
Just like the word of God says.
Yeah. Forget
the former things. Because the former things, the history is gone. Yeah, it's gone, it's past. Live your today.
Yeah.
For your today will speak of your tomorrow.
Absolutely.
But that which is gone, let me tell you, even a false prophet, we know them by they revisit the history. But our God, or a true prophet of God, will speak your present. You see, where we are going. Yeah, where we are going, let us forget the former things. Let us forget even things that ever happened in our relationship. The former things. Yeah. We don't bring them on the present.
That takes grace, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they are not helpful. You know, we want to remind you, like, you have been like this.
You're taking me back.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're building on that, you know, but you're not helping your spouse.
Right.
Yeah. They're not healthy. They don't help you. They don't help your spouse.
True.
Forget them.
Okay.
What he did yesterday, forget it. Forgive and move on. And the Lord will help you on your way to heal.
Yeah.
But you won't heal if you keep revisiting. There will be always some disagreement here and there. Yeah. Yeah, we disagree. I don't like the way you drive. To some extent, I want to shuka on the way. Now, do I remind him next year? You remember what I did last season? And now I want to shuka again. Forget that. Just move on. Move on. Deal with the present issue. Yes. Yes. It is difficult, but you have to train your mind.
So this is 18 years of forgiveness, what we are saying here.
Yes.
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 If we can do a celebration of 18 years. Yeah. I actually tell people it is 18 years of perseverance.
Yes. Yes.
And forgiving every day. It is, I'm celebrating 18 years of crying and all that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That is what has built this marriage to be where it is right now.
Yes.
Yeah. And especially when you have children, like you said, your firstborn is 16.
Yes.
So what they see also, they also learn, you know, children pick from seeing that.
Yeah, they have to see, they have to observe you. Yeah. They have to copy what you're doing. And you cannot pretend. They know whether you love each other. Yeah. You cannot pretend. Yeah. Yeah, they know. And they make, like mine, they make fun of, if I'm not there, they make fun to dad. Now you feel like the house is empty because mama is not around.
You see, they know the love is there.
They know. So like I'm saying that it is a lot of perseverance and forgiving each other.
All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Rev, do you
Yeah.
want to add something briefly? But probably before you do that, we'll take a very short break.
Yeah.
Then we'll be right back with more. I know there's so much you want to say, so don't go too far. We are going to be, taking a very short break. Then we come back just to hear the side now of Reverend Kuria, what he has to say about.
We are living in a lost and broken world, constantly bombarded by messages of hate and atrocities. But with God, we can overcome. Find hope and restoration on the go through life-changing shows on the Family Media app.
And then you will lose yourself and gain the world. And Jesus said, what good is it?
Get to stream Family TV and Family Radio 316 straight from your phone. Catch up on a show you missed or create video streaming playlists by saving and watching videos from our huge variety of shows at your own convenience. Download the Family Media app, available for all Android and iOS users on the Google Play Store and Apple Store respectively. Family Media, keeping Jesus on the airwaves.
Remember to talk to us on 20316, our SMS line, and then on WhatsApp, talk to us on 0786 316 316 is the number to join into the conversation. And, just before the break, we were talking about how not to bring the past into the current conflict, if at all you're in one, not to bring. And I love the analogy that, you had used, Reverend Beatrice, of bringing in something that is already rotten from the dustbin and the smell and all the, bacterial infection that it may bring into the relationship. So I really, really love that. And we're having a conversation just behind the, during the break. And Rev Kuria, I love what you said. You said, you don't want to look at the past, bringing in the past, and you start tagging your partner.
Yes.
Like looking at what they did to you and stereotyping them.
Yes.
Please share that conversation with our audience.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sally. I'm looking at it, when I look at my wife, I don't want to form an opinion.
Okay.
I don't want to form an opinion or from history where I know through experience how she is. So when I look at her, I don't want that opinion from that history to tell my mind who my wife is.
Okay.
Because your brain will obey you.
True.
When you feed it with a negative woman and negative wife,
it picks that.
It will pick that and it will create a woman like that for you. It will create that kind of a woman, unhelpful, a woman who is unproductive, a woman who is hurting. It will create that woman that you want. So what I have done and what we have experienced in our day, in our family, number one is to live the moment. We live the now moment.
Nice.
Yes. When we are together, we say that is the life. We don't know about tomorrow. We don't know about yesterday. Now it's gone. Now is the time that the Lord has given us. So we savor the moment.
Whoa. Whoa.
We really, that is now where it comes that we don't really bring. And we use the analogy of the driving, a vehicle, the windscreen is bigger than the hide mirror. The hide mirror is a small one. So you just, look at the history very rarely in a small mirror, just a glance. And it helps you to look forward. Yes. It is not a whole matter of bringing history to the now. It will spoil the moment. And the Bible also teaches us that even when you pray, the Lord answers your prayer. It doesn't talk about future or tomorrow. It talks about now. When you pray, and when you are full of faith, I will answer your prayers. So that is where now we stand, whereby we, number two, my dear sister, is that we say that love is unconditional.
Okay.
And when love is unconditional, love becomes a problem solver, number one.
Okay.
Yeah. Love is a problem solver.
Does it come with a cousin friendship?
Yes. Yes, because you know, when I love my wife, I don't have expectations. When I look at Beatrice, I look at her like this, and I usually tell her I'm blank. I don't make an opinion of her.
You just love her.
I just love her, and I am blank.
Mm.
I don't judge her. I don't have a history. I look at her just like that. I don't make an opinion.
Wow.
Yeah, so love have become in our family a problem solver. When we are talking about conflict resolution and mitigation,
yes,
one of the things that can heal many families is that unconditional love.
Oh, wow.
Unconditional love. When you look at what we may call the economics of love, it means that when you look at what God has given us freely, and when I give love, even when you look at those people who read about the laws of attraction, you will notice that whatever you give is what you receive.
It's what you receive.
Yeah. So when you are full of love, so I tell my wife, I want to give you love. I want to give my children love. I want to give my neighbors love. I want to give love. And what has come out of that is that all the people that I give love, they give me love back.
Yeah. You get what you receive. You receive what you give.
Yes. So I have taught my heart, and I have trained my heart to always give. If I want peace, I give peace. I pray peace. I wish peace to everyone. So somehow
it comes back to you.
So I don't know. It works so well that peace will look for you.
Okay. So now I'm just wondering, like. We are in the modern times right now. It's not like when you both got married. What do you think, Reverend Beatrice, is some of those common causes of conflict right now in today's marriages, for example?
The common conflict, as for now, with the people that we have allowed, some of the common conflict is like in money, finances.
Yes,
that is very common. Because if a lady is not getting enough from the husband, it's enough to make that lady very stressful and disturbed. And you see that is a common problem. And you see that it's not all about money in a marriage. There is more to that. Because what will you do if you married that man because of money? What will you do when they lost
when there's no money?
What will you do? That man can be sick one of his days.
True.
Who knows? What will you do? And he no longer goes to work. Will you stop becoming the wife? Will you run away because there is no money? Those where we make a lot of mistake, especially we women. The relationship dies when there is no money, but that's a big problem. And that is not light. And actually, let me say, it is not even the husband who provides. It is God who provides through those men. And if that man is not there, God will still provide for that family, your family. Even when that husband is not there, assume that man is gone to be with the Lord. God will still provide. So have the idea of understand that provision comes from God. If your husband happened to have a terminal illness and he's now bedridden, as a wife, what will you do? Those are the things. Before you hate that man,
ask yourself those questions.
That is not bringing money. Will you run away when a terminal illness will come? Will you stop becoming a wife? So be open to those things that really bring conflict. And I'm talking about money because I know that is the main thing.
It's true.
They say that we check your wallet. I'm following that guy with an ATM. If you don't have an ATM, if your wallet is not big, forget it. That's why we go long. I'll tell you, in our case, those are the questions that we never used to ask when we were dating. How much are you earning? I just needed to know you're working. You're health-wise, you're okay. And we love
you love me.
Period. Then we go. Other things badai. True. And we started in a very humble way, by the way. Very humble way. And God has been faithful.
Amen.
So that is That is.
Okay, those are some of the common, you know, money is the main one. It's the elephant in the room.
Yes.
Okay, Rev, you know, I'm just wondering, what are the key strategies probably you both use when you want now to resolve a conflict?
Love is the you know, the number one,
yes,
you know, ingredient.
Yes.
When we are in conflict, we ask ourselves, do we want to make it or we want to break it? Because marriage is a choice.
Yeah.
And because it is a choice, you can have a predetermination to edit and to destroy it.
Yeah.
So you will continue to fan the fire.
Okay.
You will bring the past. You will bring every other ingredient that is going to break that marriage. But now, do you make up your mind to say that this one will work?
Okay.
Like for me, I told her from the beginning when we were courting, I am in this thing. It must work. Because I come from a background where now marriages don't work.
In fact, I wanted to ask you that because it must work because you want to break that cycle.
Yes.
Okay.
I told her this must work. Because in our family, I'm the first one to do a church wedding.
Congratulations.
You know,
wow.
And there are elder people. I'm the fourth born in our family, but there is no one who has ever done a church wedding.
Oh, wow.
I'm the first one. So I've broken. I'm the first one to become a pastor. I'm the first one to do so many things.
You are the first in many.
Many things. Yeah?
That's good.
So I told my wife, no, I want this one to work. So when we are in conflict,
yes,
my number one strategy is that these must work,
okay,
no matter what. Now she has really copied me because she's also running away from also something. The marriage doesn't work also on their side.
Yeah.
So we have made up our mind.
Good.
Even if we are going into a conflict, this, my dear, must work. So we are not sitting on a table to destroy.
No.
It must work. Remember, we love each other. I would like to say something that is very interesting. Sometimes we are in a conflict, and maybe she is crying. Sometimes it is very funny, but I look at her when she is crying. And when I look at her like this, I tell her, in the middle of nowhere, you're so attractive.
When you cry.
Or when you are making noise.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, this is very organic.
Yeah.
And I'm sincere.
You've just talked about it when we all laughed, is because I wanted to ask, does humor help in conflict resolution?
Yes.
And that's for you, Reverend Beatrice, because it's more on you.
Yeah.
You know? Do you think humor then plays a part in conflict resolution?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Like him is a man full of humor, for sure.
I can tell.
It's very difficult sometimes to really stay annoyed when you're with him. Even my children can be a witness.
Yeah.
And I've seen also my firstborn son copying him. You're so annoyed and you're really talking, you guys, you're always on the TV and all that.
Yeah.
No, that is my son. Then he says, Mom, uniambie tu pole pole, mom tasikia, you know. And you expect, because you're so loud, you expect him to be annoyed and maybe to wake up
and even raise his voice.
Yeah. He says, Mom, uniambie tu pole pole, nataka nidu nini. So even for him, he's a man full of humor.
And it eases that tension.
It eases that tension. Yeah. I found it so easy, and also it makes my nerves to relax.
Oh, wow.
And he's also very fast to say I'm sorry.
It helps a lot.
Yeah, it helps a lot. And I can tell you for sure, when you break, you know those kind of tension just need something to break. Something just to interfere or to interrupt. Bring a humor. Remind your wife of something. Remind your partner of an incident. and you forget it and you move on.
Okay.
Yeah, so I believe it's very healthy.
It's healthy.
It helps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, humor. Because, you know, and then sometimes probably there's those different difficult topics maybe you have to deal with, you know. Do you then sometimes just get some time off from the children and you sit the two of you and you discuss these topics? Probably something happened, but then when things have cooled down, you just say, let's have a chat.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
Yeah, we do. We do have, especially me and my wife, we love to work together. We really do walks. Sometimes we call them just walks, or maybe we call them prayer walks. But as in the middle, prayer is not really the vocalization.
Yes.
It is the posture of your heart. So we are moving, maybe we are doing a walk, but we are really, you know, solving problems. We are talking about that. We are talking about this is how I see it. This is how I see it. This is how I see it.
In a very good environment.
In a very good environment. We are just on a walk.
Okay.
She's checking her weight. She wants to be fit. We are talking about having a prayer walk.
Yes.
But in that environment, maybe we are in Karura forest. We are walking, and then we in that atmosphere, serene atmosphere, we're able to download those things.
Like any Rev, you are romantic. You see those things. He is, eh? Hey, okay. Serene environment. You can hear those words.
And he's a man of sport, so he really loves those kind of walking, walking, jogging around,
which is a good thing anyway.
When we walk, I know when I push her to walk, and we walk, she doesn't walk to walk for very long distances. But after she walks, I will have a very good conversation, and then I will have a very good advantage also to take time and you know, maybe do her a very nice massage. You know?
No, is that really?
Yeah.
After 18 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It happens quite often.
It happens.
Wow.
Every time when you walk for too long.
Sometimes she doesn't go for
those walks.
No, she doesn't go for 2 weeks or maybe 1 week before I do a very good massage to her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at that time, you know, she has never visited in a parlor. I do it myself.
So in the process, you resolve your conflicts there in a very good environment.
Yes.
Oh wow.
She cannot say no when I
would say nobody can say no to that, especially after that long walk that you had.
So those are some of the strategies that we use, you know, to cool the tempers, to cool, you know, to develop a very good atmosphere for resolving. Because if the atmosphere is toxic, you, like she's saying, if it is stale, if it has got staleness, if it is stinking, there's nothing good that can come out of it. You prepare an atmosphere. You prepare an atmosphere. You go out of your way. You prepare a good atmosphere, and that in that atmosphere itself, it can even heal. It can even, you know, break that conflict completely. It can resolve that conflict by just creating an atmosphere,
a different atmosphere.
And
that's why I find,
and it doesn't require money. Sometimes it's 100 bob to you know, to enter the gate pass to Karura. 100 bob.
Yes.
We pay 200.
Yes.
We take a walk. When men, my dear brothers, wherever they are, they should know that their wives, you know, are the best gift that they have. Okay. So you should create atmosphere. Moments.
Yes. I think what I'm hearing you say, Rev, is that if the conflict, probably it could even be bigger, like almost fist fighting. That's a toxic environment already. So what you're saying is get out of the toxic environment, go to a place that is neutral. And that's where you'll be able to talk and just, you know, mwelewane at that point. Fantastic. Again, we're going to take another very short break, and then we get back to this very interesting conversation of these two lovebirds who are giving us even guidance, apart from the conflict, also how to love and embrace your partner.
We are living in a lost and broken world, constantly bombarded by messages of hate and atrocities. But with God, we can overcome. Find hope and restoration on the go through life-changing shows on the Family Media app.
And then you will lose yourself and gain the world. And Jesus said, what good is it?
Get to stream Family TV and Family Radio 316 straight from your phone. Catch up on a show you missed or create video streaming playlists by saving and watching videos from our huge variety of shows at your own convenience. Download the Family Media app, available for all Android and iOS users on the Google Play Store and Apple Store respectively. Family Media, keeping Jesus on the airwaves.
Welcome back to this very, very interesting and a conversation that we are all learning different things. And just before the break, Reverend Kuri was talking to us about how to just get out of the toxic environment and just do things together outside a different serene environment, as he called it. Talk to us on 20316 SMS line, 0786 316 316 is our WhatsApp number. And before the break, we were talking about, Reverend, what you said, like, you know, take your partner out, do this and that. But again, Reverend Beatrice, there's also something like the love language. You know, does love language help in solving conflicts in one way or the other?
Yes, indeed, it helps. Because everyone gets to understand their spouse.
Yeah.
There are those things that your partner will do and really helps you to appreciate and also to overcome the kind of thing that you could be having in between you. Like in my case, I really love when he's so good in the kitchen.
Wow, so acts of service.
Yes.
Wow.
And it has comes too open. Like even my children tend to say that dad does it well more than you, mommy. Especially when it comes to kind of bakings.
Yeah.
Flies. Like my eye, nobody else will do it in our house. It's him. And nyamas, that is meat.
Yeah.
And those are the things that I really, really appreciate.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I really appreciate even when it is so bad. You know, when you are
the
apart.
Effort. Yes, yes.
It is something that is just in him. Like you come and say, today I'm the one in the kitchen.
Oh, wow.
And that time, you had closed.
Yes.
the DD.
Yeah.
You are not together. You are not in good terms. But he'll say, today I'm the one in the kitchen. What is the menu? Yeah. So you'll find him and calling his son in the kitchen. Yeah. And there they go. Fantastic. When I see that, because you know it is voluntarily. Yes. When I see that, it helps me overcome the kind of a pain or the kind of a hurt that was there. I'm able. Now I don't go back to that topic again.
Because it is way also of saying sorry, probably. Yes,
yes. Wow. And eventually, actually, he's so good at telling you sorry. And that one has really helped me as a person. Okay. Because if someone tells you, I'm sorry,
what else do you have against them?
Yes.
It is true.
In fact, you talk until an hour, this one is not coming to the end. Beatrice, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry, you know, you want to defend yourself. Yeah. Like you are the one, you are the one. Yeah. And then by the end of the day, you'll tell you, Beatrice, I'm sorry. Okay. That's all. Okay. Can we stop this? Okay. I'm sorry.
But you also must be very easy to forgive because,
yes,
you know,
and I'm also good at forgiving, by the way, and letting go. Yes. Yes, and I really learned that thing long ago when I was in school. You know, in school you're able to learn so many things. You're able to understand your personality. Yeah. Because you are students, you are of the same age, and there's a lot of conflict in school at your age group. Yeah, I learned that I'm able to forgive so fast.
Which is a good thing.
Yes, I'm able to forgive. So, and I also notice that I don't have many enemies. Okay. And that tells me I'm able to let go.
Oh, true.
So when he says that I'm sorry,
you let go, and then this is someone
in fact,
you love.
I can conclude. Yes. Maybe that one will come later. Yes. If your spouse says that they are sorry, no matter what they have done, no matter what the issue, yes, kindly forgive. And you can forgive any sin. Okay. Not some, any. Even infidelity. Yes. You can forgive.
You can if you want to.
I see people asking, can I forgive infidelity cases? Yes, you can.
You can?
You can.
Wow.
Yes.
Powerful, powerful. The power of forgiveness,
Yes.
right there when you get to solve conflicts. And Rev Kuri, I'm just wondering, like, for example, we have family and friends.
Yes.
And sometimes you'll tend to find that there's definitely conflict between this family and that family. How do you manage such, or even friends, maybe not family, even friends?
Yeah.
How do you manage such disagreements when it comes to my family, your family?
Yeah.
Yeah, how can one go about it?
Yeah. You know, previously we, as a church minister,
Yes.
we used to have, like when you go maybe and you have a sitting and maybe you try to resolve maybe a conflict, maybe sitting together. That is now our church setting set up, and many Christians do that. Now the what we usually have taught ourselves is the principle of common good.
Okay.
The principle of common good. The Good Samaritan
Yes.
was there. Why he is called a Good Samaritan
Yes.
is because Samaritans were not good. It is only one that was found to be good.
Yes.
So that man was able to, in an unconditional way,
Yes.
give too much. The biblical economics of love is about giving.
Yes.
So you give out, you keep on giving. So really, like the way Beatrice is saying, we had a service. And that service in our church, it was given a topic, or it was a service organized for forgiveness.
Okay.
We repent and we forgive people.
Yes.
So we looked at each other with Beatrice, and I was asking her, who are we going to forgive? We noticed that when we look at our family, we don't have anybody to forgive. There are no issues.
Really?
I'm telling you.
Wow.
I was asking her inside the service, who do you think we are going to forgive?
Yes.
Because we have really been determined not to have, to carry those issues.
It's about letting go.
It is about letting go. It's about letting go. And when you are unforgiving or that kind of a thing, my dear sister, is that none of you is able to move.
Correct.
The one that you are not forgiving, the one that you are not letting go, you are, like you are stepping on their feet or on your clothes.
Yeah.
They cannot move. You are not moving.
Wow.
You are stuck. So the best way, it is better to end a relationship, maybe with a neighbor or with a family. It is better, you
To
stop.
have them set boundaries.
Yes, set boundaries, because in any relationship, my dear sister, you must have boundaries.
Yeah.
Sometimes we, like for example, we had a relationship with a very senior person, or person who is very influential, maybe with a lot of money. And you are in a relationship. How are you going to handle that? And you're going to be, for example, those kind of relationships will suffocate you.
Yeah.
Or maybe will canopy you. So every kind of relationship must be sanctified by a boundary. Yes, I cannot talk to you, Sally, on your face. I will have to step 2 steps back in order for us to give each other a space.
Yeah.
I cannot talk near your specs.
Yeah. Yeah.
You will step back.
Correct.
So every relationship must be sanctified by
the boundaries.
a boundary. So if the boundaries, if you set a boundary of your family with that other family, you will have a breathing space, and you will now be able to know if it is working or it is not working.
Okay.
If it is not working, does not mean that you will have to to stereotype or to discriminate.
Yeah.
No, if it is not working, it is not working. But love and the biblical teaching is that you give love, you give peace, you give. If you think what God has given, you give out.
Okay.
Without not expecting anything.
Okay.
So that now helps you now to set that boundary with that family. You continue to love them, but this area, for example, if you are going to canopy me, or you're going to suffocate me.
Yeah.
I will step back and you give me a breathing space.
Yes, yes, important.
Yeah, and that I will not, you don't have to stereotype me because of that.
True.
Yes.
Okay. We, again, still on family and friends, for example, Beatrice, is that sometimes you find you have a conflict, or a couple has a conflict, and you as the lady, mostly ladies, unless someone is a mommy's boy, then they keep going back to, Mommy, my husband has done this. Mommy, you want to resolve your issues. Before even talking to him, then you've already umemtangaza kwa familia. What impact does that have in conflict resolution?
Yeah, there is a very negative impact in your, that now goes back to your marriage.
Yes.
Because your relatives and your in-laws, there is no way they can bring they can help to resolve your issues. By the end of the day, it will be between you and your spouse. By the end of the day, it will be between you two. What your relatives will do, they'll tend to side with you.
Yes.
They will hear the side of your story, and by the end of the day, they will support you.
Yes.
Let me tell
definitely.
you, if I go to my in-laws, no matter how much I try to talk the bad about him, they'll always side with him, whether he's good or not.
Yes.
Whether he's walking out there or not. And I tell them that that man has got another woman. They'll still side with the man.
They'll justify that.
Because it is their son.
Yeah.
You see? So, and you see, you as a lady, maybe you are looking for a solution.
Yeah.
But I tell people, because I have ever tried going to relatives, I tell people that healing of your marriage, it is between you and your husband.
The two of you.
The two of you.
Yes.
Maybe you get a neutral person, but not your relatives.
Yes.
Because they tend to protect you, listen to your story, protect you, and if you're not careful, they can destroy everything.
Okay.
That thing that you're trying to resolve,
to salvage,
they'll break it into pieces. And they don't care, they have nothing to lose.
They have nothing to lose.
Yeah, then they are just kind of, we are helping our sister. Yes.
You've talked about something. You said, you bring in a neutral person.
Yes.
And now then, Rev, I may want to ask you, do you think therapy is important even before you get into a very bad situation of conflict?
Yes.
You just go for a normal therapy, speak to a pastor or elders.
Yeah.
Do you think that may help in conflict resolution?
Yeah, me, I would say that, my dear sister, that that is an ingredient.
Yeah.
That is, I would say that is, a number one priority for any marriage. Don't walk alone.
Yes.
Don't walk alone. You might think that it is, like Beatrice is saying, it is about you two. But there are things that you don't understand. Yeah. Especially when you're young, in marriage. Yes. You are able to overcome pitfalls when you speak to people who has been there before you. Yeah. You avoid those routes. They have been there. Like in our marriage, we have people. We have people that we can talk to. The people we have agreed. They are we are accountable to people. Okay. We have mentors. Yes, mentors. Like we have a family mentor. That man, when he calls me, and I appreciate him so much. He is not my bishop, but he's not even in our church, but he's a different man. But that man have really steered our relationship and our marriage. Okay. He has nothing to lose. He gives you all. And he is so much, God uses such men of grace. And the Bible says, when you find a man of grace, stay with him. You have found one. Yeah, so I have found one, and it is paramount. Okay. So, or I would implore my brothers and sisters in marriage, and those who are considering to marry, don't say that you are exposing yourself. Look for trustworthy people. Okay. Talk to them. Talk to pastors. Talk to these people who have been given out there by God to take care of you. You can use them. Many people don't use therapy because nowadays they think that maybe everything has been commercialized. So to say that everything, when you look at the commercialization of almost everything, Christmas, like recently, Valentine has been commercialized. Therapy in the marriage, or the marriage itself, has been commercialized. But there are those things that you can do. You can look at a family that is doing very well in finances. They know how to manage their finances. You can plug in and ask them, how do you?
True.
Others are very good with their children. You know,
in parenting.
You can plug in, ask them. That's a therapy that you can get freely from people around you, and now you can identify areas where you are not doing so well, and you can look at people who are doing very well in those areas, and you can, you know, ask them how do you go about this. Don't think that you can come out of the blues and start, you know, making it in marriage. Yeah, we thought that we can do it, but the way I told you, the first years were bumpy. Now we have graduated, but we still have conflicts. We have conflicts, although now it's not very often, but we still have conflict, and when it goes out of and I want to give a shout out to my sister Melen. Melen has been our friend. We just bump into her house. I drag Beatrice in there. We sit there. Sometimes we talk, sometimes we cry.
Lovely.
Yeah, and then we come out of that house, and she tells us, wipe the tears. Now you are going out there to the public. Go, be strong, and you know the journey becomes easy. Please don't go it alone. It is you have friends, you have people who can stand with you.
I love the way you've spoken, because it's like you've wrapped up actually on your part. So I just want Reverend Beatrice to very briefly wrap up, and you know, what are your last words, parting shot?
Okay, maybe my last word is to tell people that marriage is good. To have a partner is good, and it is sweet.
Yes.
And what people fear, the so-called conflict in a marriage, they are of advantage, because you grow them out. You will graduate, and they help you to mature as a parent, and as a wife, and as a husband. You really need them, because how will you know how to forgive? How do you know how to overcome a bitterness? Because you will be bitter. And if you continue in bitterness, that's called for sickness. Something that you need to overcome. So once you are able to deal with those issues, you graduate, you get perfected, and finally, marriage is good.
Fantastic.
Go
and
for
it works.
And it works. And it is sweet. It is much better. It is good to have a man in your life. It's good to have a husband. To do life together instead of doing alone. Because of fear.
Awesome. And we finish it at a very good place where you're saying that marriage works. I really do appreciate the two of you, Mr. and Mrs. Kuria. Asanteni sana for coming in today and just sharing your experiences and teaching us different things. We've learned, I've personally learned so much today. Nasema asante sana, Mungu wabariki. And to the audience that I love and appreciate this morning, I want to say thank you so much also for your time, for your input, the questions, you know, the comments. We want to appreciate you this morning, and thank you so much. And as you've heard, conflict is good. Conflict makes you grow. Conflict makes you love even better, you know, so don't fear it. And again, marriage works. So if you want to be part of this, you know, community that is just impacting lives all over the world, in the country and everywhere, please remember to join us and partner with us on, you know, by sending in your name on 20316, which is our SMS line, or 0786 316 316, and say the word partner, and someone from our team will be able to reach out and speak to you. And also, if you feel that the Lord has blessed you in any way and you'd like to support this ministry that is impacting lives, you know, just send in your contribution to our number, pay bill 316 316, and the account number will be your telephone number. God bless you and keep you until we see each other again. Ni kwaheri kwa sasa.